Cohen is a licensed private investigator and the owner of Justice Warrior Investigations. She holds a master's degree in criminal justice, a bachelor's in legal studies, and an associate's in paralegal studies. Heather first gained national recognition on the 2021 true crime series Secrets, Lies, and Private Eyes, and today she continues her mission as the co-host of the Justice Warriors podcast. Through her work, she gives voices to victims' families, uncovers overlooked evidence, and challenges the narratives that often leave the truth in the dark. Tracy Ellis holds an associate's degree in business and a bachelor's in psychology. She's an investigative journalist, podcast host, and co-author with Heather Cohen of Swift Injustice, Framed in the Smokies, and author of the Holly Bobo Trial Guide. Tracy brings a careful investigative lens to every story featured on the Justice Warriors podcast, dedicated to amplifying victims' voices and uncovering the facts behind unsolved cases. Get ready for another riveting episode of the Justice Warriors podcast.
Hey guys, Heather and Tracy here. And
Hello, everyone.
hi everybody. It's good you say hello if you when you come in, if you don't mind. We'd love to see who all's here.
I can't because I can't get that to work, but
we have a chat, a live chat that you're welcome to answer or to ask questions and whatever it is that you might feel the need to say. Oh shoot. All right, you might have to give me a second to get situated here. So today we're going to be continuing on with what we've been doing. We've been going over the interviews of witnesses in the Karen Swift case. Interviews that were taken by Dyer County Sheriff's Office. And today we're going to be looking at Cathy Bona.
I had no idea what we were doing today. This is not what I thought we were doing.
I don't know that I knew what we were doing today until about 2 minutes ago. I had to kind of think about like what we covered and what we still had left to cover. So that's kind of that is where we are at. And
sorry, everybody. Something happened with my lipstick. And
well, I just had pieces of lemon sticking out of my mouth, so don't feel bad. We're a mess.
We're a mess today, but we're trouble. That's what happens when you're trouble. Wherever she goes, there's trouble.
I saw some comment, I guess, that Brandy made about I don't know if that was taken out of context or something. Maybe it was.
I don't know.
Don't know. Okay, so let's see, what do we got here? I'm trying to decide. Now, I will tell you that out of all of the interviews that we have from the Dyer County Sheriff's Office in the Karen Swift case, collectively, Cathy Bona has the most. I mean, they're long. Huh?
Red flag?
No, the most time, the longest and the most interviews. Like they talked to her more than they talked to anyone. It appears. It's really wild. I think that they really were looking at the Bonas. I don't know how long that lasted or how seriously they were looking at them, but it kind of seems from and now we know that both Calvin Johnson and Rick Gregory are deceased now, but long before Detective Glenn Cook came on the scene, it was Detective Rick Gregory and Calvin Johnson that were the main detectives, the main investigators in the case, and it does seem that they were putting some thought, at least, into Bill and Cathy. So here we go. I'm drinking my detox.
What's the date? What is the date of the interview?
It doesn't have a date on it. I don't see the date. I know they're early on. Maybe they'll say the date in the interview. You're just gonna have to.
Yeah, with all the information. We got to be careful of that.
Yeah. Yeah, I really don't know. The little purple phone which says okay, not that one. Yeah, and you know what? I don't think I actually even have all of them. It's funny because I have 5 interviews here with Cathy, but it seems like they're in, some of them are in parts, and it seems like I don't have all the parts of one of them. So we'll share what we have, and we'll analyze what we have. How about
Will
that?
they be in the date-wise? Organized by date, played by date? So I know which one to say, well, she said this in the previous interview, or
Well, I mean, you're going to have to just see what they say on the date, because I don't know. It's not in the file. It's not titled by date, so I don't know.
see what I have
I'm just
to deal
going.
with sometimes.
Yeah, I'm just going to have to kind of. Well, and I mean, I was told that this file is very organized compared to what it was when it was received. The Dyer County Sheriff's Office, or DA's file rather, was so disorganized. Like, it was just a jumbled freaking mess. So this is what we have. So this is what we have to work with, guys. So this is just what we're gonna have to work with.
Well, purple phone, which is weird because if he asked Karen that she wouldn't go.
So it appears that we're jumping in. I don't believe I have the first part. So, but this is 46 minutes long, and it's not even the entire interview from that day. So here we go. Oh, you know what? I should get, if you give me 1 second, Tracy, entertain our guests. I'm gonna go get the Bluetooth. I'll be right back.
I'm tap dancing. Entertain our guests. Yeah, we just an hour ago she decided to do a podcast, and I thought we were doing it on something else, but I guess she just wanted to do it on anything. I don't know. I haven't really listened too much to Cathy Bona, so I'm not gonna know how long this is gonna last, but hopefully not too long. Now, somebody told Heather that they did not like us stopping and starting. We've done one way and one another, but they wanted to just hear the whole audio. Well, we've got that up on YouTube. You can hear the whole audio whenever you want. I don't see why we can't stop and talk about things as they go along.
Hey, did you do a little song and dance for our friends?
I did, and then I started bitching it with them over something that I'm all upset about.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, here we go.
Okay, before you start this, I don't know who told you we were blabbing all over the tape, but
it was a comment. It was a comment on
but you have the audios on YouTube.
Not these.
Oh.
These audios aren't on YouTube, and these are the full videos that I've uploaded are in the subscriber section on the Facebook page. They're not available to everybody.
Okay. All right. Well, then I won't be bitching about it anymore. I understand, but I still like to comment as it's going, but whatever.
Well, this is a long one, so here we go.
I can't wait till the end of this then.
July 4th accused her of doing drugs. August the 4th. He was parked. She went somewhere with us. I don't know if we went out to dinner or somewhere. She parked her car at Walmart. And she's like, just let me park my car over there because if she's ever parked at our house, he drives by. constantly. And it's scary. Parked her car at Walmart. I went to pick her up.
Wait a minute. She parked her car at Walmart and went where?
She went out with me. That's what I said. We went out somewhere that night. I think we went to karaoke or something. We got back, and I don't remember what time we got back to the car. When we got back to Walmart, he was in the parking lot, and I dropped her off at her car. He drove around, and I was in my car, and he beat on the side of the window. What are you doing? What are you doing? And she's like, David. And she got out of the car, and he goes, why are you covering for her? He's screaming at the top of his lungs, why are you covering for her, Cathy? Why are you covering for her? What are you doing? What are you doing? I said, it's like, David, just get in your car and go. Get in your car and go. She goes, bye, Cathy, just leave. And I'm like, oh, and I was just I'm scared to death. He's like banging and screaming. I'm like, oh my God, he started yelling at me, and it just really freaked me out.
Did you text her later on that night to make sure she was okay?
I think so. I think so. I mean, usually every night she says, I'm okay, I'm home, because she'll go in her room and lock the door. They sleep in separate bedrooms, they have for years. So she sleeps downstairs, and she would lock the door and sleep down there. Took Keely to a friend's house to play, came home, and he locked us out of the house. Yeah. She took Keely somewhere and came home, and they locked him out. He's locked him out. There was a little string there for about 2 weeks where if she'd come home after 11, he'd lock her out of the house. There's twice, 2 occasions where he locked her out. He was coming home, he had physical therapy. He'd come home from work early, like at 2 or 3 o'clock, and wouldn't go to physical therapy. She said he missed his appointment, and he'd go and drive around and look for her. There was another time she was with another friend, Amanda MacArthur. I think they went into Big Lots, and they came out of Big Lots, and he was parked. This is Amanda. She said he was parked facing us, like 75 yards away, and drove up and said, what are y'all doing? I said, we're looking at Big Lots. He goes, oh, so am I.
What'd you say?
I said, Heather,
What?
this is not about anything to do with her. This is things she thought about of David, number
Right.
one.
Right. No, that's
Number
true.
2, we know from the audio with Preston that Preston was able to debunk a lot of what she said because he asked the real person.
So Tracy, I get that, but let's just go ahead and listen to her thing. I mean, later on he'll start asking her some questions too.
Okay, so I'm
I
just
think
not even gonna mess with doing this because it's awful.
well, still pay attention to like her body language and stuff like that. One thing that I notice is that it seems like in some of these, when he starts asking her questions about her and Bill, she wants to keep pointing back to David.
Yeah, this
and
is
so,
a diary. She went down and made some type of diary of her own making. Is that your dinner? Oh, she went. I see it under there. She's just making a diary of her own because we've heard this diary before from somebody else.
No, but it's okay because we're analyzing her statement, so this is part of it. Even though she focuses a lot on David, but that's okay because But I do think it's interesting because one of the things that they felt was a sign of guilt with David was how he was pointing to them and pointing to all this other stuff. Well, they're doing the same thing with him too. So here we go. Let's go back and try not to stop me too much because this is not easy to do. I'm having to
Yeah, I just ugh.
All right, here we go.
Big lot, so he was stalking. And like I said, every time she comes over and she parks there, we see that silver Volvo drive by. She tells me if anything happens to me, David did it. Let's see. I told you about that when her and Robin were there. Told us he didn't know about her other phone, but there's records of him calling that number.
Number that you guys gave her?
Yeah, there's a record of him calling it. He said he didn't know anything about it. He sniffed her underwear, told her that she stank because all the people she's been flirting with. He's done that twice. And Janie Helms had a very strange conversation with him Saturday at the mall. And she said there's a camera there too. And he kept saying, I love her so much, but you better watch out because she'll stab you in the back. And then he said, oh, she's out at a Halloween party. She just goes out all the time. And
This was who?
this was Janie Helm, who Peggy Davis has at What's Hot store in the mall, and she helps her run it. And Sam has said he's come up here and said,
For her.
Janie. But Sam said he's come up here and said, you need to talk to Janie about that. Where's Janie's number? I need to go to the contacts. Janie Page, 377-9692. And she's a good neighbor, but she knows everything that goes on in my house because they're kind of nosy. Seriously. So she's all the time looking at her window. She knew the other night that I was watching Halloween 4. And it's kind of weird. Because we have a TV in the front room, but I wasn't watching it on that. I was in my back room, where she has a kitchen that's that way, and there's a fence. And I guess you could kind of see if you stand in the backyard, but she knew I was watching it, so she can see everything.
Curtains open, maybe?
Yeah, I have no curtains on those windows. It's in the back on our deck. It goes like this, and here's our deck. And I don't have any curtains, and the TV's right here. So, if she peeked, she could see, but she knew. So she sees and she hears what goes on over there. I'm trying to think of other stuff that the Walmart stock and... Oh, we went over to her house. This has happened a couple of times where Tiffany Glass, our other friend, have gone over to her house, and we'd be sitting on the deck talking. And
What's Tiffany's husband's name?
Rick Glass.
Okay.
And we'd be on the deck talking, and it's kind of raised up. She has an outdoor pool. And we'd see the bathroom window upstairs open. And she'd look up, and he's sitting there listening to our conversation. And then she'd go in the house, and then it'd shut. It was just really strange. I'm just trying to think of anything else. There's some other stuff that's kind of new stuff that I just figured out. So
Did Jeremy ever talk to you about him riding in a place on the four-wheelers and then the trips in the front?
Yeah.
Where would they go?
They go somewhere in Lake County. I never went with her, but she's been with a couple of her other friends. And I actually called, I think it's Jamie Guerin, who owns some land out there and that she talks to because it's her old neighbor's father-in-law. So she used to be really good friends with the girl that lived across the street from her, and then they moved to Lexington. So
Did she ever say?
I think he went a couple of times. I think she's been with Holly Jones, and she's been with Meredith Thompson, I think. Well, we went there, but I never got to go. She always wanted me to go.
Did she ever take the girls and things with her?
Yeah, the girls went. Got pictures. She's got pictures of them on Facebook where they went four-wheel riding. Yeah.
Any other type of activities other than four-wheel?
She was a runner. Taught her aerobics. Coached soccer. She didn't have any other hobbies, I don't think.
What did you do other than dance?
What do I do other than dance? Singing.
And what?
Singing. I sing in church and
Any other?
teach at the YMCA.
Okay. What do you teach there?
Spin cycling classes and strength training classes.
Okay. Anything else?
But
Jumping?
no, not that brave. I do 5Ks too. We got into them this summer. We run them a lot.
Where do you go to practice?
For running? Just around the Y. We'd leave the kids at the Ys before they started kindergarten and run Ladowoods area maybe a little bit and up and down the street. I don't think we ever went anywhere. I mean, I ran around my neighborhood, but we never got together and went somewhere else to run.
No horseback riding, four-wheeling, motorcycle?
I wanted to go four-wheeler riding with her, but I don't think Bill would have let me take our four-wheeler.
What does Bill do?
What does he do? He owns a business and he moves and sets up mobile homes.
What does Bill do other than?
Everything. He golfs, he hunts ducks, he helps coach football at the high school. Very fair and honest man.
How long you guys been married?
see, 1995, so that would be 2011.
You know, this is a million-dollar question. Do you
16,
think door number 1 or 2?
16 years.
You sure?
Am I, now can I add? 2011, it'll be 17 in April the 22nd. Yeah.
Okay. If you had to describe yourself, you,
Me.
talking about you, yes.
Why?
Tell me about you.
Why?
What type of person are you?
Just, that's hard to explain. I'm active,
Okay,
I'm friendly,
okay.
trustworthy.
You sure about that part?
Good, I mean, a mom of 4 who likes to be active and teach dance. I'm very competitive.
Okay,
Family's very important to me.
okay. What about Bill?
Bill, he's fair. Both of us are very fair, but he's a very fair, hardworking man who loves to do activities. He loves to do stuff, just like
What sets him off?
What sets him off?
Yeah.
Probably I don't know, if he feels somebody's been wronged. It's like if something's, like it's with me, if something doesn't seem fair, it's like he wants to fix it. He wants to right it.
Is he controlling?
No, I mean, a little bit, but no. I mean, I wouldn't say it would, no. I mean, he likes to, no, I don't think so. It's like he wants it a certain way, but if I make the suggestion, then he'll come around, and I like to let him think he's in control.
You know how to work it, right?
Kind of.
Well, if you've been married.
Not that he's never gotten mad. I mean, we've had our fight. We're in a very good place right now. We have been for about a year. And I think me having a close friend here in Dyersburg, I had a really, really close friend, since college. So Karen and I were really close. And me having a close friend kind of made me happier, and then made us.
Do you have any extramarital affairs?
Nope, never.
Never.
No desire to. Neither is he.
I
No.
don't think you, yeah.
I'm positive of that. I trust my husband. Anything else?
What if you answer? Anything specific that we need to know about David?
About David? Besides the stuff I just told you.
Besides the stuff you
I'm
just
trying to think if there's anything that I've ever witnessed, but it's like all the stuff that she, that she's told me, and that just makes me feel like I can't help as much as I need
Has he
to.
ever been abusive, physically or mentally to her?
Verbally, it seems like all the time.
Okay,
You can't make it on your own. Physically, she's only told me of 2 incidents
okay.
where, like when they argue, it's like she tries to walk away from him, but she's constantly, she's like trying to walk away, but he follows her and like
What sets him off? Do you have any?
what sets him off, and she leaves. Whenever she leaves and he can't find her, she won't answer his phone call. Anytime she wasn't doing exactly what he wanted her to do.
At that time, does he explode or?
The only time I saw him really explode was that day because she had, Karen wasn't perfect, so she had to kind of lie to him a little bit in order to do anything. So it would set him off when he found out that she'd been lying. Well, you told me you were going here. David, just stop, just go. And he just followed her. And she told me of 2 incidents of where, I guess they were in the hallway and she pushed him and he pushed her back. It was not like he punched her in the face or anything. It was kind of like the reaction. And then she said he grabbed me once and it really
Has
hurt.
David or Karen ever borrowed money from you or Bill?
Yes.
How long ago?
Karen borrowed money from us using their 4-wheeler as collateral. It was $2,000 and it was October, the first week of October.
This past October?
This month ago.
Did she pay it back or?
She has, okay, she's paid, 400 of it back in cash, and then a credit of 250 because she had started watching my kids on Mondays and cleaning my house. Because I was trying to help her, because I knew she was trying to get away from him, so I was trying to help her. She was looking for jobs, she was looking for anything to do to earn money so she could be on her own. She just wanted to be on her own and take the two girls and just start anew. She was just ready to, she was excited about the opportunity to get away from him and just be with her girls. And not have that constant, because whenever you
Did she
look,
ever talk to you about her finances?
her finances, yeah.
How would it?
She said she would say that they struggle with money all the time. And I said, how do you do that? He makes good money. She goes, we've got two boys in college that are constantly asking for money. Preston's got a motorcycle that he wants us to help pay for, and we got a, whatever, $1,500 house payment or whatever that we got to pay for, and 2 cars, and he went and got her that new car, or not new, but the different car she had one. So she said they were behind on a couple of things, and
They ever own a Jeep?
did he ever?
They.
Did they? It was, she had a, not a Jeep, it was like one of those pickups with the back on it that could convert into a pickup, but it had the topper. Never, not that I've known her to have a Jeep.
Any of the kids ever drove a Jeep?
I don't think so, they both have cars right now. Now I'm just going over the last couple of years that I've known her.
Am I incorrect? Am I correct saying that about 12:15 approximate, came from a party, went back to your house. You're sitting there eating McDonald's French fries. Phone ring, her cell phone, and it was her daughter, Ashley. She said, come get me. Did she tell you where she was?
Yeah, she was at a sleepover at her friend Reagan's house, which she go to a lot.
Okay. You know where they live?
On Parker Road in Rowan.
Okay. So she gets up, she goes, and she's still dressed in.
Yes, she took off her mask, set it on my bookcase, it's still sitting there.
Okay. And she's dressed in
The black shirt and the miniskirt and the boots.
black boots.
Yes.
Okay. You assume that she leaves from that point to go pick up her daughter. And you hadn't heard from her since, right?
But the Rollins say they saw her, the girls saw her pull up and get Ashley.
Have you talked to them?
I talked to Gary, I haven't talked to the girls, I haven't talked to Reagan and Caitlin.
No, you've talked to
I talked to Gary.
Gary, the father.
He said, I didn't lay my eyes on her and see her, but I know that she came and got her.
Okay. So we know that she picked her up. Did he say whether she was alone or whether somebody was with her? Okay. So we know Ashley was at home. So she had to drop her off.
And Ashley said, well, it was that very first day when we went and we called the sheriff, we called up here and asked if she'd been picked up for anything because we didn't know where she was. And they said no, Bill was the first person to call the sheriff. And I was on the phone with David because he called at 2 in the afternoon, which is strange because as much as he calls her and texts her, that he wouldn't ask that till 2 in the afternoon. And is she with you? I said, no, David, I've been trying to text her all morning. I don't know where she is. Have you not talked to her? Is she not home? Maybe she's at this. She started cleaning the house in Trimble for Habitat for Humanity. And we thought maybe she's there at this Trimble house because she'd been there the 2 previous days. She had to go back Sunday and finish the bathrooms. And after she did that, she said, I got to finish the bathrooms because Monday I've got 2 landscaping jobs. Friday I've got another house to clean, so all her stuff is starting to come together.
Do you know where these other 2 houses were?
I know Laura Gentry was one of the landscaping jobs, and Ann Buckner was the house to clean on Friday.
Okay.
She had all this stuff set up to do this week. It was planned. She had the divorce set up. She was ready. It was like she had all these plans to continue. It wasn't like, all right, I don't know what I'm going to do next. It was plans. And Mary Claire said I kept all those texts just in case they want to see him about all the stuff she had set up ready to do. I think she texted Robin and told her that too, so.
What time did you get up Sunday?
Time I get up. I was laying in bed about 8. And Bill was next to me. He got up and he had to go pick up the boys from my mom's house, the babies, so we could go to church. So he went and got them like 8:15. Brought them back home. I think I probably got up about 9. Got everybody ready for church. He dropped the boys off at Sunday school, came right back, because we live like a mile from our church. Dropped the boys off at Sunday school, came back. Went to church. When we got out of church, we usually get a 45-minute mass. So got out of church at 11:52, that's when I texted her.
So how did you and Bill, how did Bill happen to go out and find the vehicle?
How did he find it? Because we talked to, I'm trying to remember how we all found out about that, but David said that the car was on the side of the road with a flat tire when I was on the phone with him.
Okay, wait a minute now. You guys are texting, I heard she never answers.
Yep.
Did y'all ever call Bill? I mean, David?
No, didn't call David until he called it too. And I'm texting her going, this is what, because I texted her at 1:32 and then he called it too. And, where is she? And I said, she's not with us. I said, maybe she's at that Trimble house cleaning because she had to get that done today. Well, let's call Tiffany and see if she's over there. So I was like, okay, well, maybe she's too.
Cathy?
No, he told me about the car. He said he knew about the car being on the side of the road.
Did that text go through?
No, the two, I don't.
The checkup, you know what I'm talking about? When you send somebody a text, it checks whether it went through, whether the other phone received
Can
it.
you want to show me if it, I don't know. But this is how it comes up.
Sure, how it works.
There's 11:52.
Mine has a little check out beside it.
Mm-hmm.
Can you scroll down to them?
This is the last one I sent to her.
All right, where's the, when you text her and then he called you and wanted to know where she was at.
So I'm not doing that.
Any days?
I don't have a prescription yet. Where would it show recent? He's called me since. Doesn't show. How do I show any other calls?
Just incoming. Did he call you or?
Contacts, favorites, recent, says recent. He called me at 2. Is Karen with you? I said, no, David, I've been texting her all morning. I can't get her to answer me. I'm a little concerned. And then Bill says, she's not there? I said, no, let's call Tiffany. David and I were saying, let's call Tiffany. And he said, well, Jennifer said her car is on the side of the road with a flat tire. Because she went to church that morning, saw it at 9:30. Jennifer Lamb, the neighbor. And she said she sent her a text at 9:30 and said, is this your car on the side of the road? And didn't get an answer. So her car's on the side of the road. I said, really? Well, then how could she go to this house in Trimble? So maybe she drove with Tiffany because she asked Tiffany if she'd like to go with her. Like, you help me, you go with me to see this house. So the only thing I can think is if Tiffany let her borrow the car and went with her. She got a flat or something and then come pick me up so I can do this house, get this done. And I know Bill was on the phone with the sheriff's office. So as far as reporting her missing, I don't know when that went.
when did Bill get on the phone with the sheriff's office?
As soon as
Did Bill drive out there to see if it was her car?
we both did.
Okay.
I think David,
This
like,
was around what time?
three-ish,
It's
maybe?
it's in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Okay. Did David show up at the scene while you guys were out there? Or was he already there?
We drove out there separate because he was in his truck. I don't think he was there yet. I think we pulled up.
Okay.
And then he pulled up and then the officer, the sheriff, some of the deputies came out.
Okay. Bill pulled up. Did Bill call the sheriff department when he left home, before he left home?
Yeah, at 2. No, he called him at 2. We hadn't left yet.
Okay.
He called him at 2 to say she'd been picked up for anything. Asked like where she was. Well, we can't find her. She's missing. And then I'm on the phone with David. And like we're calling the sheriff right now, and we're saying, well, you know. And then he's telling me about the car being there. He's like, well, oh, her car's. It kind of all happened like, boom, boom, boom. We just found out she's missing. We just found out about the car.
So when y'all make a phone call around 2 p.m. somewhere, give or take there, he already knew that her car was out there on Lanes Ferry, on the Millsville Highway.
So that's why I'm trying to get the whole line of things, because when he called, I think he knew. Because that's why we then said, well, let's see if she's with Tiffany because she would drive.
Did you make contact with Tiffany?
We drove to her house. She wasn't there. She was out running. So then we ended up calling her. She's like, what's everybody coming to my door for? We're just like, was Karen with you? No. So then Bill drove to the Trimble house. The sheriff, or the deputy was like, well, I can call it in and see. I think he accidentally called in Troy or something and said, never mind. And he said, no, she's not there. She hadn't been there. Called Mary Claire Hopper, who was
Is
Habitat.
anybody living in the house in Trouble?
I don't think they're living in there now. They got evicted. It's a Habitat.
Habitat home.
Yeah,
Right.
they got asked to leave, and they're not in there, but she had to go in there and send it all out. But the person who used to live there, or the guy was in there, lives like in the trailer right behind it. So,
Get the time frames here right.
okay.
Bill called the sheriff's department about 2.
Mm-hmm.
David called the sheriff's department about.
After that. It was after, maybe in a few minutes. I don't know exactly what time he called.
And you made the statement that Jenny Lamb?
Jennifer Lamb. Mm-hmm.
Jennifer Lamb.
Mm-hmm.
Text Karen and said, hey, is this your truck?
9:30 when she went to church, she texted Karen and said, hey, is this your truck out here? And she said, I assumed that she was at home and that her car was just messed up. So, yeah, that was 9:30 because she said, here it is on my phone, 9:30. When I went to church, I texted Karen, hey, is this yours? And then said they went to church and then came back.
So was that, she didn't text David?
I don't know. I don't know if she called or texted him to let him know it was there.
Okay. You're doing good. You're doing really well. Would you say this is out of character for her not to contact you guys?
Yes.
And her children?
And her children. More so her children. She would not go this long without talking to those girls because they were, the only reason she stayed in that house was because she didn't want to have anything disruptive for the girls. As scared as she was of him. I mean, it wasn't physically, I don't think she was scared of him physically abusing her, but it was just like constantly, even now, he's like, every time somebody comes that talks to him, he's bad-mouthing her. Like, why would, if you want to find your wife, why do you want to sit here and say she's an alcoholic, she's a pillhead, and everybody in Pocahontas knows it? Why do you do that to somebody you want to find? You don't sit there and badmouth somebody. It's like he's trying to make it look like she ran off because she's so unstable. It's just nice. They lied about knowing about her phone. When they called that number, the guy in Union City called it, and how would he have it? How else would he have that number? How else would he have it unless he had the phone or he had seen the phone and took it off the phone? Because she never called him on her other line. Why would she? I didn't know y'all had a phone for her. And then well, that's when he called me on the phone. I talked to him twice. One time, it was at home, and we were still very concerned because we thought, well, maybe she's just, I don't know, I thought something else, or I did. I was hoping not for the worst. And evidently, y'all got her another phone.
That's what he said.
Yeah, evidently, you guys got her another phone for some reason. I just found out. And I said, yeah, we got her phone so she could talk to Jason Tracy. Yep, he was
Did she borrow any money from anybody else that you know?
Yes, I just found this out. This is all the new stuff I kind of just found out. She had asked me a couple weeks ago if she could have a letter sent to me in her name. And from somebody, she didn't tell me who from. Like just a letter sent to you, and I said, well, maybe, what is it? And I was kind of, just playing around with text, so you can't get the emotion off of text. And she said, never mind, I'll ask somebody else to do it. I said, no, I don't mind, really, I was just joking. Well, she had it sent to Tiffany Glass's house. Tiffany said it looked like a little lady writing on it. And she said she gave it to her the Sunday after our 5K. We did this 5K for my business. And she organized all that to raise money for dancers. So she said I just asked her, I said, what was that time frame again? She said, I got it the 5K and I gave it to her the next day. And so I said, well, what would this be? She said it was like somebody from Little Rock or somewhere in Arkansas. And I said, well, let me see it. So I called her cousin Angie Constant, who lives in Carolysville. She's a nurse in Carolysville. And I said, Angie, who is an aunt that she would have borrowed something from, borrowed money from, or contacted with? She said she borrowed money from an aunt. This is what she said, Karen told me this. She borrowed money from her Aunt Florence. She said, I think she lives in Searcy now, to go to Florida. That's what she told her. But she didn't even get the money till after we had gotten back from the beach. So I don't know how that jives. But after she got the money, that's when she paid us $400 back towards the
Why
loan.
would she need to borrow $2,000 from you guys?
Because she didn't have any money and she wanted to file for divorce.
But he's making...
But she can't take it out of the account. She wanted to have it unnoticed because she knew if she took $2,000 out of the account, but there wasn't that $2,000 to have. For some reason, the money was not being spent wisely. I don't know if she budgeted. She was a bad budgeter. Maybe she was. Because whenever we go out to eat lunch, she would go. Of course, she eats like, taco and a piece of lettuce. She doesn't eat a lot, so she only spent like $5 at lunch. So it's not like she's spent a lot going out to eat, because she seriously does not eat. She gets up in the middle of the night and eats lettuce. I mean,
Has she ever been obese before?
she's been my size before. She's never been bigger than she. When she said she thought she was fat,
The question is, has she ever been obese?
no, not obese. But she said when she first moved here to Dyersburg, she was very unhappy because David moved her here and she was unhappy. Moved her away from all her friends and everything, and she said she gained. She got up to like 150.
Why are you so self-conscious about yourself?
I just am. I'm just modest. No. This is the heaviest I've ever been. Anyway, it's not about me. All right.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm positive. Anyway, the Aunt Florence and Cersei borrowed the money. Loan for the four-wheeler loan for the money. But we have the contract written down, four-wheeler for collateral.
Okay.
But we never went and picked it up because we thought if we go pick it up as the collateral, she kept saying, I'm going to get you some down payment, just
The last money that she paid you guys was cleaning your house or...
Yeah, she brought in the $400 cash, and then she said she'd been working 5 Mondays. We're paying her $50 to clean and pick up the boys and do everything and stay there till we got home. And so she'd have her girls with her most of the time, and she'd have our two little ones pick them up from school, and that was $250. So it was $650 toward this loan.
Okay. Do you need to go bathroom or anything? Take a break or?
No, I'm good. I can get it over.
I have got to make
Michelle
a
did.
quick phone call.
Yeah, I I said, we got some other people we gotta talk to too. Is there
Well,
anything else that you need to share with us that you think would be really, really important?
Somebody made and this is, I don't know if this is, let's see, there was a guy, there was a man in Little Rock that her and her David were friends with back in Arkansas that she had been conversing with. And I guess people are saying she had a married boyfriend. But this is a guy that they've been friends with from a long time ago, and I think they were talking, and yes, he's married, but I think they were just talking about how their marriages sucked or something. So that's contact, I don't remember his name, Larry, Harry, I don't know, he's this guy in the Lord. David knows who he is, because he was friends with him, and I think he's called him. So, and that number I don't think is on our phone, I think it's on hers.
Okay.
Angelica Portillo said last night at the vigil that Pam Newell said, well, Karen came in and inquired about a passport at the courthouse. But this was been a while back. I said, well, when would that be? She goes, I don't know exactly, but ask Pam Newell at the courthouse. So she came in and got a registration.
Can I ask you a couple of things real quick?
Yes, sir.
These are like questions you already answered.
Okay.
Has she ever spent the night there?
At our house?
Yes.
Not all the way till morning. She is, a couple of times when she's come over and we think she's drank too much, she's been on the couch,
Okay.
and she stayed there maybe till...
This is following up on the locked door thing and
Right.
all hours. Did he call her the whole time she was there, what she spent the night? Do you really know?
I don't know, because she lay down on the couch, she was, just let me rest, give me some water for about, and she would never stay all night. She'd be there on the couch, and then at 1:30, she'd leave, and then she'd text, say, I'm home now. We're like, when did you get, because we're upstairs in our bedroom, she's on the couch. So, I don't know if her phone was going off the hook, like, where are you?
Okay.
I think maybe a couple of those times she got locked out, but one of those times it was with Keely, and it wasn't like that. It was, they were over there and they were playing, with the kids and stuff.
Do you happen to know her Facebook access?
Do I know it? Do I know it?
You don't have to come up with it right now, but if you can come up with it and write it down on something. Because all we can get, we're not friends, so
Right.
all we can get is, a thing does not share information.
Yeah, I mean, I have access on her Facebook because I'm friends with her. Is that what you mean? Or do I know how to, get her,
Get in her Facebook.
her password and stuff?
Right.
She always, all the time, changing her passwords and stuff. She always had her phone locked. And it was constant. She was constantly changing it and stuff. It seems like at one time she told me something, but this may have been 6 months ago and changed it tonight. But
Okay.
if I can remember.
Just ponder on that one.
Okay.
I'll put that in the bag.
Alright.
His therapy.
Mm-hmm.
Does he need that?
Does
Does he need it? Is he
Does he
got
need
a
it?
problem?
As far as his knee,
Does he need the crutches? Is it,
I don't know. He said he heard it at work, and this was just last Wednesday.
okay.
And he didn't see a doctor.
Did he go into detail how he heard it?
He just said he heard it at work. I think it was Wednesday or Thursday that week. She goes, oh, he said he just heard it at work again. So he's hobbling around on his crutches. Didn't go to the doctor though.
You ever seen him without his crutches? Lately?
I saw him get on the four-wheeler. Okay, we were over there that Friday night. She did a little bonfire for all the kids, had him over. And he put his,
Where was the bonfire?
at her house.
Okay.
It was like inside the yard. And a bunch of kids were over there and moms. And he put the crutches down to get onto the four-wheeler. And it seems like it's just need to get up. But I just saw him get on there. He put all his weight on there and kicked this leg down and sat right down on the four-wheeler like it wasn't. He didn't seem like it was limpy.
Takes something to get on one.
Exactly. Put all your weight on that one. And he kicked. It was because I was sitting right behind him. He kicked and his butt was to me. He kicked this leg up and his weight was on this foot to kick up on the floor.
The party Saturday night, he was drinking margarita. Okay. When y'all went to the concert, and we were there, what was she drinking that
Beer.
night? What's her choice? What's...
Right, all the time.
Ultra, Bud Light, maybe. I think we're doing Bud
Well,
Light.
I mean, out of everything, you like wine preferably.
Yeah, I guess
Okay,
so.
what was her?
Bud Light if she drank beer, and maybe vodka if she drank.
Did she have beer Saturday night?
No, she had,
Yeah.
she had, margaritas that Saturday night, though.
Well, I mean, did she have any, when she came over to your house, was she,
Yeah, she had those ultras.
okay, so she was drinking a little before?
She drank, she texted me, she said, she said, I'm on my way there, you need anything? I just went, oh, I just need a drink, ha ha. She said, I already had one ultra. You know, she had a 6-pack. She had an ultra. She brought me one in the house, and she had another one in the house while we were getting ready.
And they were all ultras?
Yes. And I know she had the cooler in the back of her truck, and the 3 of them were still left in there, so that equals a 6-pack.
I'm kind of jumping all over the place here, because the call from Ashley, what time was that, when she left your house to go get her?
It was, I mean, we had to leave the farms. I remember looking at my clock on the dashboard, like 12:15, 12:30, between there, so it had to be right after that. Because Gary said she got over there to the house about 1, so it had maybe 12:35, 12:40, right after we stopped by McDonald's, so maybe it was a little bit later. But, yeah, McDonald's, home, and then would have been right there where she was on the couch.
One last thing, the word game.
Yeah.
She likes playing on the phone.
That's what else I was going to say.
Is
That was
that,
new information.
what, is that something you play by yourself? You
No.
play with someone
You
else?
play with other people, and it's an app that you download, but let me show you. This is just really weird. It lists everybody and when they last played.
Does it say what time she played?
Just said last played 1 day ago.
And what's the name of this game?
This is Words with Friends, and she also plays Hanging with Friends. And there's another friend of ours that we've run with named Scott Stater. He said he's called up here and asked about that. And I go back, how do this?
Is that a Facebook thing?
Yeah, it can be hooked through Facebook.
Is that what she played through?
I think so. She had been playing through something else, but then she played. I put, hey, do you see your Facebook list who has played and when? Yeah, and I have a game with Karen and she hasn't played in a few days. When it shows that someone has played today, does that mean they've made a move or somebody's played on them? He said it usually means they made a move, not that someone made a move on them. I spoke with the sheriff about it. He said the last time they showed she used data on her phone was yesterday, so maybe she's okay. I put, what the heck? But I know. I just wonder if she ever mentioned leaving or running away. I know she wouldn't want to leave her girls, but maybe it was really bad. I said, I'm sure it was pretty bad. The only way I think she would leave is if he threatened to kill her or the girls. So I don't know if that data is any, but how do you play data on your phone and your phone not be on? I know Verizon can probably help with all that, but I mean, that's all the new stuff. Oh, my wallet was stolen out of my car last Saturday. I don't know if it has anything to do with it, but I think 2 doors down, their wallet was stolen too. They took my purse, dumped everything out, threw it all over my car, and just took my wallet. My iPod was there, North Face jackets.
What type of purse did she have? What was she carrying that night?
I don't think she never really carried a purse. She has a little blue denim-y looking with a buckle. It has a long, like a hobo kind of purse. But she never carries anything in it. I mean, she hardly ever carries a purse. She just holds her phone. But I don't think she had it. She carried it that night.
Describe it.
The purse, like a little blue hobo looking, like soft, kind of denim-y looking, but it's light blue.
Light blue?
That's the last one that she had, I think.
She know anybody in Lauderdale County?
She know anybody in Lauderdale County? Lauderdale. That would be what, Ripley. Halls there.
Ripley Falls,
Know
almost
anybody there?
Covington. Not Covington,
No, not quite there. 'Cause
almost,
it's, yeah.
before you drop off the hill.
Ripley area,
Welcome
Halls
Center.
area. Not that she told me about. Of course, probably didn't tell me everything, but she told me as much as a friend could tell somebody. I guess, you know, I didn't tell her a lot, everything either about me, but I don't know, just some stuff.
I hate to be this, but describe it to me again.
The purse?
Yeah.
Um,
Is it a little clutch purse?
no, it's not. It's got I think it's got the long strap. She didn't carry it very much. The long strap, light blue. I think it had like a silver ring on it and zip on the top. It's kind of thin, skinny.
Can you draw it?
I could try.
It's smaller than that, but.
Like the right size of it,
Yeah,
kind
not
of.
to scale.
And long handle, maybe like a little buckle right in the middle and a zipper right here. Light blue, almost the color of denim, like a light denim.
You like the color, light blue.
But it was soft, like really soft and squishy. Yeah. But I did a police report on my wallet being stolen, but it was just strange they dumped my purse out and just took my wallet. So I had to cancel my cars. My driver's license is still gone, all the copies of my social security card. This was last Saturday. Not Halloween party Saturday, the Saturday before that. Friday night. It was Friday night, and then I filed the report Saturday in the afternoon after I got done doing some work. But I never had to like lie to him and cover for her where she was going, because usually when she was out, she was with me. I mean, I trusted her enough to watch my kids. The one thing I noticed in her car when we got there, because when I got there to see her car, I walked down that hill.
We're almost done,
And
guys.
it was just weird. With all those dirt piles that they were flying over, as soon as I got there, I just walked down there and I looked around. Because I just hadn't heard it.
What did you see in the car?
Her boots were there.
Where were they at?
They're in the, like, right under the seat. And they're folded over, like she had taken them off. And then somebody said, the deputy said, well, maybe she took them off because she just wanted to drive barefoot. Maybe they were hurting her feet. I was like, yeah, but she's everything about her has to be clean. You know, and if there was anything on her boots, she'd be like, everything has to be clean. You know, if she's got like a bump or anything, she'll just clean it off and scratch it off so she doesn't have it. And I noticed her boots were dirty. There was stuff on them. I was like, went to the farms, there's nothing dirty to step in at the farms. And if she went to pick up Ashley, I don't know if she even got out of the car, if Ashley came out to her or came to the door, if Gary didn't see her. They have a gravel driveway. How would those boots have gotten dirty like that? So,
Were they,
hopefully they'll
like this?
Yeah, like stuff, I looked at it, I was like, that's weird, because it looked like whatever the stuff was around the car right then, like where she pulled over, where the car had pulled over. It was kind of up on sandy, dirty kind of.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Anything else in the car?
The cooler in the back with the 3 beers.
Ah,
I
okay.
don't know what the little purple fountain, see, like that little lavender one that somebody actually had before. It was sitting out. And she doesn't use that one. And Billy's Jason mask was in there from the party Friday night.
You guys went there to the car. Did anybody ever go through it before the cops ever got there?
No, we looked in the windows. Bill goes, don't touch anything. So I looked in like this. And then we stood back and he went in there and was going, the deputy was going through the side panel, like just looking for stuff.
Who
I don't
unlocked
think,
the car?
I'm sorry?
Who unlocked it?
David did. David unlocked it and he said, was the car locked? I said, yeah. And I remember making this comment and I said, the car was locked, right? And the deputy was standing there and David was standing there. He goes, yeah. And I said, oh, but David had the keys to it. And he goes, I had my keys to it. So.
Were the other keys in it?
I don't think so.
The shoes.
Yes. I just drew that picture for you.
The night of the concert, did you lose her phone?
The night of the Kansas concert?
Yeah.
Did she lose it?
Did she lose her cell phone?
I think so.
How long she had that iPhone? She got an iPhone?
Yeah.
You said? Did she have it there?
Oh, did she have it that night? Oh, when did she buy it? And so she was talking about getting a new phone and because hers was messing up or something. Maybe a month or two, maybe 2 months. But she didn't have the number we gave her yet though either.
This phone wouldn't have been the purple one, would it?
I don't think she had that purple one that night. I mean, I don't know. I'm scared. I do suspect David had something to do with it. I mean, like I said, all the stuff that she's ever told me about and how she was scared. That's my suspicion. Just because all the very strange and off things he said, and he's calling me a finger pointer now. She's a finger pointer. And how did she get that information about the 4 o'clock ping? She needs to shut her mouth. What? The ping information? When they went, we were at the car. They went to look at his house, just kind of look through his house. They came back quickly. They stopped on the side of the road and said to Bill, "We got a ping on our phone at 4 a.m. We're going to check something out," and they sped off. So they said it to Bill. Bill said it immediately to me. And they got there, and I think Bill was talking to Jason Creasy, and Jason Creasy said, from what I gather, it was somewhere near the river that they got a ping at 4. And then one of my friends, Carrie Engelhardt, said, "Yeah, I talked to Jason too. He told me the same thing." So, and then David said, "I don't know where she's getting her information, but that's not true. She doesn't not say that stuff. She's a finger pointer." So, and he's calling her his wife an alcoholic and
If you come across anything else,
okay.
minute or whatever, would you call one of us?
Yes. Yeah, I will. I mean, I'm offering this other stuff up.
Do you want to make copies of this?
What, my little book?
Well, it's up to you, but
Okay, good. You can read my writing.
just,
It's just all, I didn't tell you all this stuff.
Better
just
not.
don't dispose of it, Terry.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, okay, good. I just had to write my thoughts down because I'm kind of scattered. So.
I was about to ask you if you think of anything else, just write it down.
Okay, oh, I'll put it in here.
Okay. You will probably be talking to us again. Thank you.
All right, guys. Look, I know that was really long, but as I said in the past, people were making comments about how we kept interrupting and whatever. So I just figured we'd just play it all out. So one thing, Tracy, that I noticed, and this is going to be something that we know because we have heard the audio of the conversation between the Bonas and Preston, which I don't know if that conversation was before this interview or after this interview. I know that conversation was within a week of Karen going missing. Can't hear you, baby.
That conversation with Preston was prior to her body being found.
Well, I know that, but so was this interview. I'm saying I don't.
It was. I didn't
Yeah.
know for sure.
Yeah, because he said, yeah, it was. Um, this is, I mean, I don't know the exact date of this interview, but you can tell from the conversation that they're having that it was before her body's found, and it's also, I mean, this is within a short period of time, like within a couple days, within days of her going missing.
And then why was she saying she's suspicious of David?
I mean, that's the whole thing. And she said, I
Suspicious
suspect
of
David
what?
had something to do with it. I suspect he's done something to her, which is awfully presumptuous if her body hasn't even been found. But what I was getting ready to say is that because we listened to the audio of the conversation between the Bonas and Preston that took place within a week of Karen go missing, we know that Cathy told Preston, correct me if I'm wrong, but from what I recall, Cathy told Preston that night before she left that she was asking if her shirt looked okay. Didn't she say she changed her shirt, or she was
Yes,
asking if
she
she
did.
should change her shirt?
She did. Yes, she did. She said she asked if she should change her shirt, and she said no, that looks fine. That's like for what?
Right,
Um,
exactly. So, but she didn't mention that to Calvin Johnson and Rick Gregory.
and then on this one here, there's things that don't have to be doing. I just wanted to bring them up, even though they aren't part of the, you know. Um, she was mentioning the 5K run.
Right.
for the dance studio
Right.
that Karen put together. And Dina mentioned in her audio, her interview, that her daughter danced there too, which we had already put that together
We already knew
before.
that. Yeah.
So wouldn't Dina have heard about this 5K? And
Well, yeah. I
just a
mean,
quick,
okay. I
just
don't.
something to throw out there. And the other part of what she just got through saying is on the stand in the trial of David Swift, Cathy Bona stood before on with her swearing
Right. She was
in.
sworn in. Hmm.
She said on the stand that yes, Karen was up in her bedroom and that things happened and not necessarily anything happened, but that she was, and she kept saying that, oh, she slept on the couch and we were up in our bedroom.
Uh huh.
Like,
Yeah.
and we
Yeah.
know that that's not necessarily true.
Right. We know. Yeah.
And then the
Um.
ping information people were telling about the investigation to
Right.
them.
Jason. It sounds like Jason Creasy had some loose lips that he was really
Well, we
sharing
know that
information he shouldn't
anyway.
have been sharing, and he certainly shouldn't have been sharing it with Bill and Kathy Bona.
We know he's been in public places sharing information out loud where people could overhear him.
Right. So this is and we can circle back around to the stuff about Dina, but this particular
No, that's just done. I
yeah
just wanted to throw this.
isn't really about Dina. This one's about Kathy, but
Right.
I do want to circle back around that because I do have something to add to that. But okay, so this is what I got. Yeah, Kathy is hyper focused on David. Um, she talks about teaching spin cycle classes at the Y. Um, it seemed okay. So sometimes like things like rubbing your nose or looking up to the left or whatever. Sometimes there are other things that can be an indication of um, I don't know what exactly, but something. And so like change in posture, like throughout so much, throughout so much
She did
of
this a
that.
lot.
Yeah, but some of that I guess I can understand, like when you're like thinking or when you're
Yeah,
overwhelmed
it
with the
was
question or
yeah, it was
but
very, it was really dramatic.
But what I
What was,
noticed about the change of posture was that for a majority of the interview, she seemed very chill. She just kind
right.
of leaning back. But then there were certain topics, certain things that when you'd say, then all of a sudden there's this nervous energy. And she's leaning forward and she's tapping on the table and she's pounding and beating on the table and she's, doing all that. And I think that needs to be noted. Now, we've mentioned before that neither Tracy or I are experts or even claim to be experts in statement analysis or, for that matter, psychology, even though Tracy does have a psychology degree. Um, so, I think it would actually take an expert to analyze that change in posture and to determine what that is, what that energy is. Is it nervous energy? What is it exactly?
And with
But there
that,
is a notable change in posture when you start talking about. Let me get to my notes here. Give me a second.
well,
Okay,
while you're doing
so
that, I'll do mine. That to
when
go along with that, he asked if she trust her husband. Do you trust your husband? And she
he
laughed.
didn't ask her if she trusted her husband. She offered that up. She said that on her own.
And she laughed. And the part about that for the past year, um, that her and her husband have been getting along for the past year.
I did notice that. And
That
and
was
she
like-
said it was because she had a friend. And that she hadn't really had a friend since college.
And
And
wasn't that friend sitting on her husband's lap in a photograph?
yes. Mhm.
No friends. No, you're not sitting on my husband's lap, girl. Not that you'd want
Aw.
to. But
I'm
it just
so
ain't
hurt right
happening.
now. Come on,
You
Tracy.
know what I'm saying? Though that's just not a line
What if
you
he
would
had a Santa
cross.
Claus costume on? Could I sit on his lap then? I'm just
That's not a
kidding.
line you would cross,
Not
you
funny.
know? You know what I'm saying? That's not a line one friend crosses with another friend's husband. It's just not.
Okay, so in my notes here, I say, let's see. I noticed that um, she covered her eyes when she was talking about whether David was there when they got there to the
Right.
vehicle.
She couldn't
Um,
remember. That's what I was telling you. Yeah. Oh, look,
and I do. I mean, I'm noting these things, but as I said, I think it would take somebody with a little bit more expertise to actually determine what exactly that is about. I don't know what it's about, but it's noteworthy.
Makoshi's rolling over and being all sweet and cute.
My baby. But yeah, so okay, so when she is asked how Bill found the car, things got real weird. The energy got real
I
weird there.
know. All of a sudden she had all this stuff written down that she remembered, yet
That's
something as important as that she
that's
couldn't
kind of
remember.
where the nervous energy kicks up.
Hmm.
That's what up to that's about the point. It was up to that point. She seemed very chill. She's just kind of leaning back and whatever. But when he starts asking these questions, then there's the energy shifts and her
But she
posture
remembered
shifts.
about her sitting down and eating French fries on a couch. She remembered that so clearly. But the part about finding a vehicle that your friend is
About
not
and not
in,
just finding the vehicle, but how they found out.
and who was driving what, and it was so confusing.
It was like who told you, when did you find out, how'd you find out, was David there when you got there, like those questions were so difficult for her. And so she says that they didn't call David. So she's talking about how she's concerned. Karen's not answering her, she's concerned. But then David calls around 2. And she seems very nervous when she's getting into the details about the car, and that's her posture really changes there. And that's when she's beating on the table and starting to talk about, when she's beating on the table is when she's starting to talk about that morning and the timeline.
And then
She cut.
she plays two against each other the same thing. In one instance, she said that Karen was lying and drinking, and then in another, she's saying David's trying to talk bad about her instead of trying to find his wife. Well, that helps you. That helps you find somebody. You have
Yeah,
to
that's
know what is
now
going on.
I've never heard him call Karen an alcoholic or a pill popper. I don't know who he has said that to. And I don't know if it was before she went
But that
missing or
isn't
after she went missing.
But that's important information if you're looking into finding somebody.
It could be, absolutely.
I mean,
But I thought it was interesting. It's like when he asked her what sets David off, she says when Karen leaves and he can't find her and she won't answer her phone.
and
And
then
then
she
she's saying
lied.
Karen has to lie to him so she can do anything. And I'm thinking, well, I don't know very many spouses that would not be set off by that.
I
I'd
know,
be a little more than set
especially
off.
since she was drinking so much.
And
And she
he
was
was locking
over.
her out. He was locking her out when she was getting home. I'll tell you what, if I was going out and doing this stuff, I'm pretty sure I'd get locked out. I'd probably come home. I mean, if I were married, I would think I might come home to everything I own packed in the front yard.
Preston actually said she was drinking a lot. He
Yeah,
said
he did.
that
He did
to
say that.
Kathy, and then
Yep.
Kathy is acting like, oh, well, he shouldn't be trying to be concerned about uh, the husband being out. Now, we do know she also him and hawed and did not tell the actual information about that Walmart parking lot because we were told about that Walmart parking lot. We knew about that.
Well, I mean, we did learn one thing we didn't know about that night is that they went and did karaoke.
Yeah,
Because
or
we
something
heard,
like that.
yeah, she said she thought they might have gone and done karaoke, but what we know David's version of that story, which is that Karen told him she was going to Walmart, and he suspected she was lying. Now he admits that he did go there,
Right.
and he actually went as far as to tell us that he did climb into the back of Karen's car and waited there for her so that she wouldn't see him when he pulled up, when she finally did pull up. This is some clever shit I would do. I'm not gonna lie. I would do some shit like this. Don't think I wouldn't. And
I
so
would
he
too.
waits he waits in Karen's vehicle, and then when Kathy pulls up, he gets out. But now he tells us, he told me that he actually texted Karen and asked her where, and that she was texting him and telling him, "Oh, I found this really cute shirt on the sale rack. Should I get it? Da 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 da." And he's like, "What's it look like?" And then when he shows up there, says, "Where are you at?" And she said, "I'm in the sales department or whatever." And then he goes there, and she's not there. So sorry, I don't know what is going on. I'm not lying about anything, but my nose
And
really
that's what
itches.
I'm telling you.
I'm
I,
always scared to rub my nose because I'm
I'd
like,
be lying all the time if that were.
we're sitting here talking about statement analysis, and then I'm all like,
I know.
but
I don't
anyway,
go by some of those things because that's just
uh,
natural.
no, but sometimes your nose really freaking itches. I mean,
Yeah, it just does.
sometimes it just does. I think it's just a matter of like,
With this,
what question is being asked or whatever when you start rubbing on your nose.
well, and with
Um,
me, I'm taking antibiotics in a PICC line, an infusion,
oh,
3 times, and if you think that doesn't make my nose itch, yes, it does.
I've been over here breathing eucalyptus, trying to clear my nose up. But anyway, um, so yeah, we know David actually told me that
Yeah,
story.
that's
That
not
was
a
one,
big
that might have
secret.
been one of the first conversations. That might have been one of the first things that we talked about was, he was very honest about these things, and I didn't really see that as a red flag because I'm pretty sure that a lot of significant others would
Yeah,
probably do the same thing. And I'll tell you what, a lot of significant others would be really upset about somebody lying about, their spouse lying about where they are and, taking off and you can't get a hold of them and they're not answering the phone. I mean, most people would be upset about that.
and which that brings me back to another thing she said about Bill. He asked about his what makes him mad, and she said,
What sets him off was the
what
question.
sets him off? And she said the
Oh, I
same
don't
thing,
know.
and then she ended
That's
up,
another time she's beating on the table, and
and then she stated
it's
what
just
set him off was the same thing she said later that set David off.
no, well, in different words, I suppose.
Right, in
Because
different words.
what she said set Bill off was when somebody's doing wrong and something's not fair, and he wants to make it right.
Or lying, or that's wrong.
Right.
Drinking and driving, that's wrong. Um, Going out all night and leaving your kids, that's wrong. I mean,
Yeah.
every night,
And
not once in a while.
the conversation was also very strange about whether whether Bill was controlling. That conversation was weird. Because I don't
I'm,
know. No, she doubled down on that. No, she tripled down on that.
and
No.
I'm glad you said that, because in the audio with Preston, you can hear Bill on the other end of the phone. Cathy called him and said that Preston was there and that they wanted to ask questions, and she didn't know she should let him in. I don't know if she said that or it just sounded. That's the hint I got. The vibe.
I don't remember. We'll have to go back.
You can hear him talking and saying, "Wait till I get there. Are you okay? Are you okay?" And he had to come there to talk. Bless you. He had to come there to talk to Preston. He wouldn't let her do it on her own.
Yeah.
So yes, that's why she was going, and then
It makes me think of, I don't know if I should make this analogy or not, but you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of in the Sebastian Rogers case, Katie and Chris Proudfoot, because Chris Proudfoot would not allow anybody to talk to Cathy without him present.
Katie.
Yeah. Chris Proudfoot would not allow Katie to talk to anybody without him. He literally told me I was not allowed to talk to Katie without him.
Want Cathy. You just switched Cathy and Katie around.
Oh, my bad.
So, anyway, yeah, I agree 100%. That's the same thing I caught too.
Yeah, it's very similar there, and I've never had the privilege of talking with either Cathy or Bill. They wouldn't talk to me, but
I wouldn't either. You're nothing but trouble.
But I don't know why they give me, from what I have witnessed of them, they give me that same kind of energy. Like they have that same sort of, dynamic. So,
so you're going to circle back to Dina.
I was, but I'm not ready to do that yet. Oh. Give me a minute. I want to get through the rest of this. So she talked about borrowing money from her aunt, which I think I had heard something about that before, but I wasn't sure about it.
I want you to go back. We talked to a lot of family over there. And I don't know if that money came from the aunt or not.
I don't know. I don't know either. So she rubs her nose which could be just a whatever, but I still got to mention it because I'm just flagging all of the things. It is one of the things, though. It is one of the things that could be, because when somebody rubs, especially when asked certain questions, you have to pay attention to the question that is asked when they're rubbing their nose, or what the topic is when they're rubbing their nose.
Or if
now, like me, I've rubbed my nose is kind of itchy today, and I don't know if it's allergies or what it is.
I'm watching you do it, so I turn around and do it.
Right, but what my point with Cathy is, she only does it a couple times in the interview. So since it's only a couple times in the interview, I'm noting what the topic is when it occurs. And the topic when it occurred was about Karen borrowing money and what she was borrowing money for. Mm-hmm. And then Cathy says, Cathy mentions people saying that Karen had a married boyfriend, but then she tries to pass that off. She kind of tries to dismiss it as this friend of both hers and David's, Harry or Larry. And I think that was too quickly dismissed.
Yeah, I do too, because we've heard more than that, and we've heard from relatives of Karen, and that whole borrowed it from the aunt is not something that any of them discussed or said anything about. I don't know if they followed up and talked to Aunt Florence to see if she actually borrowed money from Aunt Florence.
Right. Because I was told that she had contacted you, the car dealer from Arkansas, Eugene. Correct. That she had contacted him recently before she went missing, asking to borrow money. Now, whether or not he actually lent her that money, I don't know. But I was told that she had contacted him and asked for money.
Right.
So Now, another thing that I noted was when she rubs her arm. That's self-soothing. That's a self-soothing thing. So I noted that, and when she's rubbing her left arm, she rubs her left arm when she's talking about her relationship with Bill, and trusting him and not having extramarital affairs. That's one of the times that she's self-soothing. And then the next time I see her making that same self-soothing move is when she's saying, "How do you use data on your phone when your phone isn't on?" And she's talking about how supposedly it showed up that Karen had made a move on the Words with Friends game a day ago, at the time of this interview, which obviously is when she's already been missing.
Now, going back to what you said before, which goes along with it, Aaron said, who is from Arkansas, said Karen told her whoever gave her the money for the divorce. And she said, "Oh, that's nice." And she goes, "Nobody here is
But he's
nice."
nice around here. Everything
And that
comes with a
would be
price.
it, right. And that would be what Cathy said she gave them money, her money.
Right. Yeah,
She's
so
referring to Cathy.
if I mean, we don't know if there were other people she borrowed money from, but she's got to at least, I mean, yeah, it's likely that she is speaking of Bill and Cathy at that time when she says nobody's nice around here, everything comes with a price.
Okay. Now the phone. In one portion, she says he found out she had that phone and kept calling that phone that they gave him. And then at the end, in another part, she says that he found out at the end that they had given her a phone.
That he said that, but when she says that, she's accusing him of lying. She's pointing that out as proof that he lied, because she says that he said to her, so apparently you guys got her another phone. I just found out. She throws out "I just found out" at the end, and then she says, but that's a lie because he had called that number. They had record of him calling that number.
But it was further apart. She said the record of him calling that number, and then there was a far apart, and then she said that part. That's why I was
right. It was a little choppy. It was almost like she was piecing together the she was piecing it together. Yeah. So okay, so here I mean, this made me question something. So the detectives are asking her if Karen knew anyone in Lauderdale County, which would be Halls, Covington, and I'm wondering, why were they asking her that?
I think it was because of where the phone pinged. They were talking about pings.
Supposedly the phone pinged by the Mississippi River.
Not Mississippi, Obion. I thought it was by the Obion River.
I'm pretty sure they said Mississippi.
Oh. Does Mississippi River run over there? It runs on the side of Tennessee. That would be where you would go over. I guess you would cross the Mississippi River to get to Missouri, or what is that, Arkansas? What's right next to it? Everybody goes over. Is it Arkansas?
Missouri.
Yeah.
The Mississippi River runs through Missouri.
Okay, so that's where it would have been. Okay.
Remember when Bert Staggs went to that spot over there by Reelfoot, and he's talking about how it's his favorite spot, but then he says right over there is Arkansas, and everybody's like, what happened to Missouri? Where'd Missouri go? That honestly, I probably would. That was my geography lesson.
But but yeah, so the Mississippi runs between Missouri and a bunch of things, but Tennessee and down lower is Arkansas, Tennessee, and then across Missouri. But
Right.
but so okay, that's where the phones could ping very well over there. Um, so it's not right there by the cross.
I'm not, I don't know the area well enough. I'm sure there's somebody on here that's probably screaming through the screen at us right now.
Well, we don't
Um,
have very many people on here with us.
no, but we've got enough people that I'm sure somebody knows the area better than we do.
Oh, I'm
Um,
sure.
if somebody wants to chime in the chat and help us out here. Um, but until that happens, I'll go ahead and circle back around to what we were going to say about Dina. Um, so I had gotten a few times. I had gotten some DMs, um, from people that were friends with Karen and friends with Cathy and whatever, that were like, there's like, that's bullshit that she didn't know her, blah 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 blah. And recently, someone just kind of, made this whole list about why it was impossible that Dina didn't know Karen. And there was, the why classes. There was, and I'm writing them down as I'm saying them, even though I've got them in my Facebook messages. But the why classes, the fact that Karen was at Dina's birthday party, which I think should be number one. That's the biggest one.
Both their girls danced at Kathy's dance studio at the same time.
Both their daughters being taking classes from Cathy. Um, the fact that Karen, when I guess it was Daryl said in his interview, he was like, I don't think any of Dina's girlfriends knew Karen or ran with Karen. Well, from what I can tell, they all did.
Yeah.
Tiffany Glass did. Shannon Lee did. Um, who else?
And
Well,
then
then of course Cathy.
this 5K brings it even though it's still the dance studio, it still brings it in a little bit more because Karen was in charge of it. And McDonald's is always helping out with the community and offering to help sponsor things. So I wonder, you know, did McDonald's help sponsor that 5K run? And
Yeah, I don't know. I think we would have heard something about that if they did, though,
no,
because I mean,
no,
I don't think somebody would have. But we're since I mean that is so far. We're just going to
only
skip past that
to
because I
me
just
it
don't
is,
know.
but to me it is important.
It's important, but there's no way for us to know.
Oh, we can go back on photos and look. We can.
Well, we can. That's your job. You're
But
the look in the photo. You're the
no, but
photo
if I look at the photo and find it, I'll just
extraordinaire.
be editing. I'll be accused of
You
editing it.
you're freezing up. You're doing some weird things on my. I don't know if it's for everybody or just me, but there you are. You're back.
Yeah, editing. I'll be accused of editing the photos.
Oh, you photoshopped the golden arches in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we got the Y classes, Karen at Dina's birthday party. We got both daughters took classes at Cathy's dance studio. We got Tiffany Glass, Shannon Lee, and Cathy Bona, who are all friends with Dina, who are also friends with Karen. We've got the pictures of Bentley and Dina on the dance floor with Karen and Shannon Lee in the same picture, very, very close to them. And then we've got the picture that is, the infamous, controversial picture of the blonde wig, glasses, and Karen at the Halloween party. So, it's just, with as small of a town as that is, and with them running in the same crowd and being at the same places, including Dina's very own birthday party, it just does not ring true to me, or I think really anybody, that Dina did not know Karen. But as far as Cathy Bona's interview, at least this portion of it, I think it's going to be important for us. We're coming up, oh gosh, we're over an hour and a half now. So I think we're coming up on the end of this podcast, but we've got more Cathy Bona interviews to cover. And I think it's going to be important over time to hear what else she's saying, and to, make sure that we remember everything that she said in this one, because we're going to need to take all of these interviews, all of these statements, and listen carefully to see if there's discrepancies in them. And maybe even go as far as to compare them with what was actually said on the stand as well. So Preston's conversation with her that we have that's recorded, that I believe we've published somewhere, I think we need to bring that in as well. And really just take everything that we have recorded that Cathy Bona has said and line them all up and see if they all line up. But as far as like definite red flags or definite signs of deception, I can't say that I saw any in that interview. There was self-soothing, there was change in posture, there was shift in energy, but I can't say from those things alone whether I feel that they were signs of deception or not. So at this time, we're going to call it inconclusive. Can't hear you, babe.
I don't think we can tell if it's...
Not yet, but maybe later, maybe.
Yeah, there may be red flags, but...
Right. But I can't even say for certain whether the things that I picked up on today are red flags or not. I'm not going to be able to really say that. I'm not going to draw an opinion on that until we've taken everything and lined it all up.
Right.
So, Cathy Bona's part 1, inconclusive.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. So...
We're going to, unless you have anything else to say, Tracy, I'm going to go ahead and start our final leg of the show, where we're going to just take questions in the chat room and put on our music. We'll be here for a few more minutes, and then we're going to close it out. So we love you guys, and thanks for joining us, and we appreciate your support. Keep fighting for justice, and especially keep fighting for justice for Dyer County and for Karen Swift. Bye.
Fire in the hill, in the pines of Idaho, Weaver built his stand, a cabin for his family, a rifle in his hand. Entrapment on a shotgun, the marshals laid the snare. They marked him as an outlaw for choosing to live there. August brought the fire, Sam Weaver hit the ground. His dog was shot beside him, no warning, just a sound. Vicky stood with baby in the cabin door that day. A sniper's round from Horiuchi took her life away. Yeah, the hills turned red, the news turned black, but the Justice Department never looked back. Down in Texas, Koresh preached the end of days. Families gathered faithful in their holy place. But Ross and Cam were whispering to the press, calling them a cult so the feds could make a mess. NBC cameras fear on replay, the ATF itching for a raid that day. woman crying loud through the smoke within. Janet Reno's pen made the order true, but Clinton's hand signed the raid through. 82 bodies in the fire remain, charred in the chapel while America was shamed. And the flames rose high, the nation wept, but the broadcast told the lies they kept. The truck exploded, children gone, but one man's face couldn't stand alone. Witnesses whispered of a second hand, a shadow fleeing through the dust and sand. The papers wrote McVeigh bold and clean, but survivors swore there was more unseen. Guided by forces he could never name, a fall guy chosen for a deeper game. A pale horse rider on the radio waves, William Cooper spoke of the graves. Ruby Ridge, Waco, the lies they spun. He warned the world what was still to come. False flags rising, freedom betrayed. 9/11 visions in the words he laid. Branded a madman, hunted, despised, but the truth he told still burns in our eyes. No